What is happening? Welcome to another pitcher video breakdown. My name is Nick Pollack. Today, we're going to talk about José Berríos because he just did really well against the Yankees. And I have a fun thing with Berrios. If you guys don't know it, Berrios has always been the same thing at the end of the year. It's normally like a ERA between 3.6 and 3.9. I call him the flag because he undulates through the entire season, where he does really well for a stretch, then poorly, and then really well, then really poorly. He's at a 3.52 ERA right now. The joke is that he's going to be a 3.7 by the end of the year, but we'll see. I mean, he really did a good job yesterday against the Yankees. He was at his best with that curveball, pounded the zone with sinkers and four-seamers as well. So we're going to watch the sixth inning, as I think it's a good representation of who Berrios is, and we break down this 22-pitch inning, where the Yankees almost made it a close one here in the Bronx against Toronto. All right, so here we go. First pitch coming to Brett Gardner, and there's a curveball for a strike. So that curveball is a filthy pitch, right? You can see tons of break to it. Some call it a slurve because it does have a lot of horizontal bend to it. Of course, with the vertical break as well. It's a pitch that goes in and out. There are certain starts where that pitch just can't get a strike for the life of it. It doesn't get as many whiffs as you think it should. But when Berrios is able to throw that for a strike and then throw it under the zone, it's way, way more effective. So it's good to see against a lefty. Backdoor curveball, that's free real estate for strike one. That's a good sign of a good Berrios on that day. So you can probably pair that with a fastball away. Oh man, so much break to it. And if you thought that was going to be a fastball going this way, you can't understand how filthy it is. Watch some of these pitches. Watch a curveball from any pitcher and think to yourself, this is a fastball. And then so you're expecting it to move to the right and then moves down to the left. It can be incredibly filthy. And this is not a bad pitch inherently with like later in the count. And I think Gardner at 0-1 isn't really going to be that aggressive against this curveball. So not that great. You got to get a strike now. I would imagine it's going to be a heater. He tries to get one, misses up and away, 94. It's not a good indication of 2-1 that you don't have your fastball command yet. I would imagine 2-1 you try again now with the same fastball. It's like, no, I need to get this. I have two more balls to figure it out, essentially. So make sure you can get one down here because I got to feel confident in it. Nope. Instead, backdoor breaking ball, 82. And that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that Berrios is like, no, I can get a strike with this. I'm fine with it. I can get to 2-2 and then figure it out from there. It's close. Like this was very close to being a 3-1 count, right? I mean, Berrios got it just enough. He's not really trying to like hit it along the exact edge like that, right? He's just trying to get a strike with it. Oh, that's cool. So what he tried to do, going back inside now, which I think is the right call because everything has been away so far. I mean, you have this one missing down here, that curveball, but everything else has been here. And Berrios gets a good amount of run, as you're going to see on this fastball, as you already just saw, I should say. So they're trying to start the ball here and come back over. And you can kind of see this ball is starting along the line here, and then it whoop all the way across the plate, right? This is a ton of movement that it gets. So if it starts here, that could really shock Gardner, but that's an easy take. Now 3-2, what do? Do you go back? It looks like they're going to go back inside, which I really love. But you just got to execute this fastball then. Try it again. Oh, no, it's a curve. No, there it is. Okay, yeah, it is that fastball. And this is not what you want. I thought for a moment it was going to be a curveball down here. You got to start this farther inside. This is way too hittable. Ooh. I mean, this is the ideal 3-2 pitch. This is right down the middle for Gardner. And I say the ideal 3-2 pitch for Gardner. He's just hoping to see a fastball and got a fastball. He should have done more with this, honestly. But yeah, fortunately for Berrios, it's an out, and that's it. I mean, I feel like even in that bat, you kind of understand Berrios, right? Curveball that should do really well. Fastball that isn't always well commanded, and when it is, you can see how good it can be, but sometimes it's like that. It's just the middle of the plate. So Judge, I mean, that's the right idea. We've talked about it recently a lot, about sinker starting on the inside corner and then coming off. But the problem with that one is that one just never wants to strike at all. But there you go. Okay, that's fine. I would imagine if Judge was really dead set on a heater, he would be on this and push it over, toward right field like he normally does. But this is fine. You just went inside and you likely to have more of the outside corner established, right? When guys say, there's a lot of discussion about waste pitches actually having meaning. So in the previous pitch here, you have this fastball that goes inside to Judge, and you think, oh, what a terrible waste pitch. But Berrios actually does a really good job of saying, okay, this is a really bad pitch inside, so I'm going to take advantage of that, and now I'm going to throw away. And you think, Nick, this is kind of middle of the place, and so away. But because this pitch was such a waste inside, it opens up this outside corner for a strike like that, where Judge is now a little bit more shifted inside to where Berrios may be attacking, and it allows him to steal a strike there at 1-0. So every single waste pitch that you make could have a purpose. It just depends on the sequencing after. Something to think about. Okay, so 1-1. Now that you've gone away, you can probably go back inside because Berrios plays more of the east-west game than he does the north-south. And he does. And actually, that's a really nice pitch. So that's a changeup. And Judge is likely thinking, going away, coming back inside. He could be imagining that Berrios is going to play this game. What he doesn't expect is the righty-on-righty crime with a changeup here. And he's way out in front. It also has a little bit more drop to it. Oh, and he thinks he's got a good heater that he can drive right here. And no, it's not. It's not here. It's there. Ah, nice pitch from Berrios. He earns this 1-2 count. And now you can do a couple things. You can elevate a heater. You can throw a curveball down. I'm curious what they're going to go with curveball, please. Yes, and that's a really good pitch. Oh, my. That's terrible luck. That's just bad luck. This is good. I mean, I think, you know, it's more middle than you'd want. Like, you kind of want this away here. It's interesting. Middle down is better for lefties than it is righties. Why is that? Because this pitch is going to be a strike for longer, while for lefties, it feels like it's going to be away, then never comes back in. For a righty, it feels like, oh no, this is going to be a strike, and it's more tempting here. Like lefties, generally you give up more on pitches that are away from you than you do ones that are inside on you. So this curveball feels tempting for much longer as Judge, while as a lefty you'd think, oh, it's away, and then it's going to stay away like a fastball. The whole thing, I know it sounds really confusing. I'm not explaining this well at all. But generally, down and middle is more tempting for a righty than is a lefty. Just there you go. But anyway, so you threw one. You got exactly what you wanted. You got the swing. You got a terrible ball in play. And, yep, there you go. That's just some bad luck. Okay, fine. 1 out. Man on first. If you're able to throw a good fastball, you can maybe get like 1 down away here. Maybe you can get Rizzo to roll over it. Maybe get a double play. And then try and go with a changeup. That's the same idea, right? So you're throwing that changeup there, trying to get the end of the bat. It's a very typical thing. Lefties down and away, you throw a changeup. Go away from the bat, right? That's the general philosophy. You miss it. You soar it up. Okay, you can probably play fastball off of that now. As he does, but oh no. That's not it. So these were the only earned runs that Berrios allowed the entire game. This is right down the middle. You throw a bad changeup before, and essentially that tells Rizzo, okay, you don't have your changeup feeling right now. You're probably not going to double up on that. So I'm going to either sit curveball or I'm going to sit fastball. Generally, after a changeup, you throw a fastball. Change of speeds, it looks the same out. It's this whole idea of deception. But because you miss with the changeup, he's saying yes. So you're going to go fastball, and he throws it right down the middle. So Rizzo's prepared for this. I mean, one more time. So this is supposed to be down here, and he misses it up here. Oh, no. That's not good. It's just not what you want. I mean, the fastball command is not there for Berrios in this inning. Right? Okay, fine. Look, it's a 2-2 game. It's tied. Attack, keep it where it is, right? So you throw a fastball inside. You're trying to do that thing, but you threw too far inside. Okay. He does it again. Oh, and he gets the call this time. That's a great pitch that you're trying to do. Lucky you got the call. But if he swings on this, it's likely a foul ball or an out. Either it's really jammed down third base, or it's just a foul ball. Or, hey, you got a called strike. A really nice pitch there from Berrios at 1-0. Honestly, I throw another one there. If I just got that call, I'm doing it again. Make him swing. Yep. And he isn't going after it. Right? So 1-2. I mean, if you really want, you can throw a changeup there and do the same one again against Judge. Or you can do a curveball down and away, and that would work too. There you go. Oh, that's a beautiful one. That is exactly the 1-2 pitch that you want to throw. If you're going to throw a curveball. Because this is, I mean, this is over the plate for 8 strike, 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 not strike. Right? And look how committed he is. I mean, obviously, before it actually starts breaking like this, Stanton can tell that it's a curveball by about now, but you can't resist it. That's so tempting for so long. Really nice pitch from Berrios. So we wanted to change that up. Instead of going inside all the time against right-handers, excuse me, I'm so sorry. He wanted to try and do the outside game now because he's been showcasing this through the inning. And yes, batters do pay attention to how their teammates are being pitched to in that inning. So yeah, you do need to change things up in between batters. There's a lot of break on this. I mean, you can really see it here. Whoop, you know. You just gotta get that higher up. He would have taken that for a strike. So throw it again. There you go. He tries to. It skirts inside, but this isn't the worst location. And Torres can't react quick enough on it. You can probably see that and throw back. Yeah, throw another one inside because he's not taking advantage of it. Exactly right. Going up and in. And I honestly, yeah, go higher up. I love this call. But you tugged it. This is never a strike. This starts over here and lands here. Right? If this is up here, I think Torres could swing through it. You want to execute again or you want to do a curveball? Yeah, no, you overthrew that. I mean, that's 2 pitches you overthrew. So now it's just a question of like, all right, Berrios, which one do you feel like you can actually make the adjustment on? Is it the fastball or is it the curveball? In a 3-2 situation, I would think you throw a curveball in here and Torres is saying fastball. Just throw a curveball for a strike. Nope, he throws a fastball by him in 96. And again, I don't disagree with it because, you know, Torres didn't show that he could hit a fastball the entire way through. Beat him at 96. I mean, I think Torres was just dead to rights if he threw a strike. On his heels with a fastball, would not be ready for a curveball if it happened too. And that, I mean, that shows the volatility of Berrios, right? There's sometimes he can just overwhelm a guy like that. Same thing with Stanton. Other times where he just makes the mistakes with fastballs and he could get burned like he did there. And that's José Berríos in a nutshell. Sometimes that changeup shows up. You know, we even saw it with that really nice inside pitch to Judge, but then the really bad one, the Rizzo, that made the fastball even worse when it was right down the middle. You saw his curveball bounced here against Torres, but then also really well executed against Stanton and got some strikes against Gardner. So that's the volatility. It's why he is the flag, and he's always going to go up and down through the entire season. I will say this was probably his worst inning of the start. The only 2 earned runs he did allow. But that volatility is still always present with Berrios and something to consider. When you see his stuff, sometimes you just go, man, this is amazing. Well, yeah, he just doesn't always do that from pitch by pitch. But all right, that's going to do it for today's pitcher video breakdown. As always, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell. It goes a long way for me. Leave comments, all that kind of stuff. I love all the comments you guys leave. You guys are great. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll be back, of course, on Monday for another one. And as always, may your BABIPs be low and your strikeouts high.